for tonight's insight. Uh, First, sending prayers out to Maui and Hawaii, all the people who are struggling with the fires that are out there right now. Just wanting to send my positive thoughts and prayers and making sure that everyone ends up being safe and that the loss of life is minimum. Um, Again, other news is quickly we are rescheduling the Omega 1 to October. So if you would please, if you're interested, if you have anybody that you would be interested in attending, just go ahead and have them go to the website down here and you can register for the Omega 1. Okay, tonight's topic, I wanted to discuss arrogance. Is it a curse or a blessing? Throughout my years doing Omega programs and my own personal coaching and consulting program, arrogance is a topic that has showed up often. And many times, arrogant is considered the bad guy. And that's the cause why things don't work because the person is arrogant. And I understand that. There's many examples of why arrogance can be seen as a villain. So it's a complex trait. It could shape our lives in very profound ways, both positively and negatively. It's been praised and vilified. It's been, as I said, celebrated and condemned as well. So it's important that we understand the impact on our personal growth, and it's crucial for our own our journey towards self-improvement. Um, let's start talking about the dark side of arrogance, the curse that blinds us to our flaws and leads us down a very treacherous path. Arrogance often stems from an exaggerated sense of self importance and superiority. When it's unchecked, it can isolate us from other human beings, other people, other relationships. It can make it be difficult to build a meaningful relationship. The arrogance of believing we have nothing left to learn can stunt our intellectual and our emotional growth, limiting our capacity to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Arrogance can impede our collaboration and our teamwork. When one is convinced of their infallibility, they dismiss the input and the ideas of others. Just dismiss. No, not worth my time. This can stifle creativity and innovation as well. This resistance is to the resistance to the outside perspectives can cause projects to fail and opportunities to be missed because I'm so arrogant. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm arrogant and believe that it's in two. I promise it only comes in twos. I'm sorry. When I become arrogant, I think that my word is law and there's nothing I can learn from, and there's nothing anybody can contribute to me when it pertains to something that we're working on. Uh, Furthermore, I'm so sorry. Furthermore, excessive arrogance can lead to an ethical lapse and moral misconduct. When we believe ourselves to be above rules and the norms, we may disregard consequences of our actions on others, and this leading to unethical decisions and even harm. Oh, no, they won't arrest me, or oh, no. I'm sorry, they'll forgive me. I'm not arrogant enough to know that this is not annoying, that I'm sneezing. I'm so sorry. But again, the idea that if I have excessive arrogance, I have an ethical lapse in my judgment and my morals. I feel like I'm above the law, and that's very detrimental. However, like a double-edged sword, arrogance also bears a blessing if it's wielded correctly with care and mindfulness. It can serve as a powerful motivator, propelling individuals to reach heights that maybe otherwise may not attain or they only aspire to reach. The belief in one's abilities can lead to relentless pursuit of excellence, pushing to overcome obstacles and achieve goals that seem insurmountable. when I'm filled with a sense of arrogance, again, the idea of it's mindfulness, but it could be a very big motivator. When I have that will, I often attribute the positive aspect of arrogance lends force to my will. I believe I can do it. I believe in myself is really what it comes down to. So arrogance, when channeled positively, can foster resilience in the face of setbacks. Who hasn't experienced setbacks in their lives? The unwavering self-confidence that accompanies arrogance can help us to persevere through challenges, even when the odds seem stacked against us. It's the unyielding belief in oneself that could be the driving force that keeps us going, even when others have been giving up. On a side note, one of my favorite lines from the poem is, if you can turn your heart and if you can lose your heart and nerve and sinew and have nothing left except your will and the will to the voice that says to carry on. I just totally butchered that, but that's the idea. The idea that it's my willpower that's going to get me through. If I have nothing left, if I've used all of my heart, nerve, and sinew, and I have nothing left, I'm barely hanging on. And yet, within me, there's a still small voice that says, hold on. That can be a form of arrogance. That's self-confidence. Um, again, it could be a catalyst for personal growth if we approach it with humility and self-awareness. So embracing arrogance from a starting point, we can temper it with a willingness to learn from others, recognizing that no one person possesses all the answers. So the key lies in using our self-assuredness as a foundation upon which to build new skills, different perspectives, and to continuously learn. That's what self-improvement is. That's what self-knowledge is. I'm continually learning, continually hungry, continually seeking more. I guess it would be never settling, if I can throw that word in there. So in essence, the question is whether or not arrogance is inherently a curse or a blessing, but rather how we navigate its presence in our lives, within ourselves. Every person has a thread of arrogance. Some it's very strong, and some it's merely there. There are people who are strong-willed and arrogant and boisterous, and then there are some who barely have any arrogance and they're meek and mild and not forthcoming towards their goals. We have to find the balance within ourselves. Again, that requires navigating through ourselves, our mind, our thoughts, our emotions, to navigate, to seek, to find, recognizing that it's a strength not to injure, but to inspire. Again, as we strive for personal growth, we must find the delicate balance between confidence and humility, because that's really what it comes down to. Untethered arrogance is overconfidence. When we reel it in, when we're mindful of it, it becomes humility. We can harness the benefits of arrogance by using it as a stepping stone to propel ourselves forward, while also remaining open to the insights and wisdom that others bring to the table. As I mentioned, arrogance is it can be seen as a double-edged sword that can either be a curse that hampers us, it prevents us from our progress or our growth, or it could be a blessing that will fuel our fire and our desire. So the downfall of arrogance lies in the potential to blind us to our weakness. I'll say that again. Our downfall of arrogance, it's a potential to blind us from our weaknesses. And this isolates us from others and leads us astray. On the other hand, the benefits of arrogance can be found in its ability to motivate, enhance resilience, and drive personal development. I love the word resilience as well. To be resilient, no matter what, I am resilient. I love that idea, the never give up attitude. It's up to each of us to cultivate a happy and healthy balance embracing the strengths of arrogance, and all the while remaining humble and open to the lessons that others have to teach us. When I think about our founder, George Adair, whose birthday is coming up next week, I think about him was he was one of the most humble human beings I've ever met. I don't believe there'd be a single person who would describe him as arrogant. George had a very soft drive um, for self-knowledge and improvement, and he continued to prove himself and continued to strive to make a contribution to the people in his life, the lives of others. So I think arrogance, hopefully, you'll take a moment to see that arrogance may not always be a negative thing. If we learn to be harness it in and have self-awareness, we could fuel our confidence and feed it towards humility as we continue to strive in this ever-whirling, ever-ending, never-ending world of challenges that each of us um, face and obstacles that we must overcome. So thank you again for joining me this evening. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on the other side of Zoom. And as always, thank you for keeping the spirit of Omega alive. Bye now.